they're stuck on all over this place. So you just need to tell us if you just want to see new construction only, or if you want to get the tour of the whole 175 acres. It's up to you guys.
I'm down for everything.
I'm down, yeah, I think we're
It's
down.
a
I
lot.
think
It's
we're all
175
down.
acres. So
I think we're all down for everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is our Vice President of Operations. This is Tate Lawrence.
Come to close my door. I'm sorry, I'm rude, but I'm
That's okay. That's okay. It's okay.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
You as well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
One second, I'm gonna transfer you.
he's running the show. So come on, come on upstairs.
all right, let's do it.
So this, so you're familiar with Osh Towers, the tower builders? Here,
That is really cool.
and here's the magician himself. This is Peyton Lanier.
Hey, what's going on? Oh, I talked to you. Hey, Anthony. Nice to meet
Good to meet you, Anthony.
This is
Hey, I'm Nikki.
Nikki Peyton. How are
Nice to
you?
meet you.
Hey, Dominic. Hey, Anthony. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, this is Dom, Timmy,
Nice to meet you,
Ronan,
Nikki.
Great to meet you.
Hey, good to meet
and
you.
Brian is across the hall over there.
I'm Nikki.
He's,
Nice to meet you.
This is our design team up here.
Nice.
So, yep.
Nice.
So,
So,
here we are.
essentially, so these guys, this is Ben and Nikki, Northern Sights Media,
Okay,
and then East Coast Saltwater Living.
Yep.
awesome.
So she had a bunch of videos that just slapped the internet and
Yeah.
viral.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted this to get, and I'm complete outdoors, which
Yeah,
probably already knew
that's
that,
what
but-
that's what Robin told me.
So and so whatever we do is probably gonna. This is Big Rock Week,
Yeah,
so it's gonna slap. Basically, when I did that video with who was it Real Development?
Yeah. Yep, and yeah.
Down in San Jose, Del Cabo.
yeah,
So I go down there a lot, and they were down there, and I did a video, and the video just kind of got some traction.
yep, yep.
And then somebody asked, I don't know if it was a smart ass comment, but they were like, what makes the boat so special?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I went a little bit in detail, and I was like, so I contacted her, and I was like, let's talk about what makes it special,
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah,
In your face,
absolutely.
welcome to Carolina.
Here it is,
Yeah.
man. This
So,
is how we're doing it.
That's the premise of this.
That's
And
awesome.
then the collab with all of us together
Nice.
is just going to be great for the Big Rock Week. So
Yeah,
that's
for
how we
sure.
So in a
Man,
nutshell.
that's fun stuff.
Yeah.
That's what, man, we love having people.
Nice.
This week's always fun because we have a bunch of people come through and,
Oh,
you know, we like showing everybody around and,
that's cool.
you know, that's
And
part
we'll
of
go wherever you want to go.
it.
We'll
No,
go.
that's great.
They'll have questions.
I wish we had more to look at, but we have a boat that is in like the middle of construction. It's like 50% through.
Oh.
And we just delivered one in February.
Yeah.
And we're about to get one started here in the next couple months. So it's in a weird transition
Oh, that's
time
fine.
for us. Usually there's two going, but
That's
anyway, there's a whole lot to look at.
Yeah.
A whole lot to explain on the 90 over there, how we're doing stuff.
nice.
But
nice.
so there
and
is
this
a lot.
is where
but
this is where it starts. You
this is
gotta
where it
start.
starts. This team, Brian across the hall too, but just pieces of paper, sketching ideas for these customers. I mean, obviously these guys are out there fishing every day. You know, we want to build their dreams, right?
So I guess if the initial question is, let's just go to the meat and bones. What makes this boat so special? And I always throw it out there as the Carolina Flair, but you can.
Well,
Like-
that's 100%.
Yeah.
No, we're definitely known for that.
Yeah.
But the craftsmanship that our team has here, it starts right here with the details that we get into up here.
Yeah.
Translates out to the floor, and those guys take these details that we're doing and make them come true. And I'm telling you that the level of quality and care that these
Yeah.
guys give to the product they produce, that's what sets us apart.
There we go.
It's crazy that what they do. It's
Well, that's it.
they're
Great.
very talented.
So we'll take that,
Yep.
and then we're gonna take what you just said and look at it in action.
Perfect.
So I'm
Let's
I'm
roll.
excited, bro.
Yeah, man. Let me grab some stuff.
Yeah.
We'll be ready to go.
A little tiny, just as big around.
That's right. That's right.
This is cool.
So, yeah. Since it's right here.
Yeah. That's a big building, ain't it?
That's a little bit. Wow.
This is mostly the service side and or wrapping things up. If they
Yeah.
do anything with the overhead crane.
Correct.
Yeah.
This
Wow.
this particular building is where we finish all the boats.
Yeah.
So we'll go we won't go in one of the buildings, phase 2 is what I call it,
Yeah.
which is where the 90 is about to move to once we put the cabin and the fly bridge.
Yeah.
And engines, put it together, make it look like a boat without the hard top or tower on it.
Yeah.
We'll do the rest of the work up till probably like, let's call it 90% through. Finish about till 90%. Bring her over here, either one of the tower companies shows up, that's where we use the overhead crane or a crane outside, set the tower, bring the boat back in here, and obviously at that point she's too tall for any other building except this one. And then we do that last 10% push right in here.
How long is the building from that being?
We can fit 128 footers here. So the 90 is going to fill up the bay. It's pretty darn close to capacity. So you're looking at a 100 footer right here, and you can see that we're getting close to filling the capacity of the building.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the tower building. If it doesn't have a tower but just has a traditional Carolina hardtop, there's other buildings we can go in, do paint jobs, things like that don't require the height. But anything with Generally, when we got a hull getting built, we're putting her together in this bay over here right now.
Yeah.
With the 90, like I said, we're already at like 50% completion on her. She's around the corner. You'll see that in a second. We've started production on all our superstructure, decks, fly bridge components, things like that aren't.
That right there is going on the 90?
That's the cabin for the 90.
Holy God, that is huge.
It's huge. So the guys are working on a ton of different components right now. Fish box stuff, cockpit deck stuff, side deck molds are going on over here, which we'll go get a closer look at all this.
Yeah.
But just to give you kind of an overview, we got mezzanine deck stuff, fly bridge. There's a whole lot of parts and pieces all moving together.
Yeah, that's what's cool, dude.
Try to keep progress on all the different little projects.
It's like building a house, and everybody's.
I want to introduce you to RV. This is RV.
Hey, Harvey, nice to meet you. I'm Anthony.
Anthony, nice
Yes.
to meet you.
Hey, you too.
So,
Yeah.
showing him around, give him a little tour of the shop.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. Hey, I love it. It's amazing. So Harvey, what Harvey does here?
RV manages the whole construction team and the superstructure team out here building all these parts and pieces. So he manages the chaos over here.
Got it. Manages the
I try to
chaos.
keep the tigers together.
Yeah.
I try to keep them from eating everybody else.
Oh man, that's sweet. Well, thank
all
you.
good, though.
Thank you
It's
so
all
much,
good.
man. That's awesome,
Thank
brother.
you. So who are you all?
So we're just a bunch of social media people that kind of came together.
Okay.
We happened to do a video that ended up circulating around the internet, and people wanted to know what made Jarrett Bay so special.
Oh.
So I think he was being a smart ass.
Oh, okay.
Like when he said it, like, what makes that so special? And I'm like, well, it's that Carolina flair is what starts it, but then you got all the luxuries and all that good stuff and the creature comforts on the inside.
Correct.
So I commented that way.
Custom.
Yeah. And so then I messaged her and I was like, well, look, why don't I just come out there with these awesome people and go and see what makes it special.
Okay.
So that's why we're here.
All right. I thought you were going to tell me you were a pitcher or something. They'll see those arms.
Oh yeah. No, none of that. I'm just a fisherman. Yeah. So awesome, brother. All right, let's check it out, man.
All right.
Thank you.
See you later. A whole bunch of different jigs that we're putting together. You see all these different plywood pieces that key together. So this is the same concept how we build the hull upside down. I'm sure you've seen 1,000 pictures of those.
Yeah.
But we build not only jigs for the hulls, but different parts and pieces of the boat because we're able to get the exact shape that we want in the computer models upstairs. CNC cut these parts out, put them together, and then the guys will infuse a part off that. I'll explain the infusion in a minute.
Okay.
So that's something special that a lot of guys do, but we do a lot of it here.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we get that perfect shape. That way we don't have to make a mold for every single part and piece. That's how we stay fully custom.
Yes.
We can build a 68-footer or a 67-footer or an 89-footer instead of a 90 if you want. So it doesn't matter. That's what keeps us flexible here. So
That's
we
amazing.
also do it for parts like behind Drew here. We got a fish box jig.
What's up, brother?
So Drew put this all together. It's just foam. He glues it all up, planks it together, and creates that nice, beautiful fish box that we'll tab on the back of the boat. So
Nice.
Yep. This is a carbon fiber cockpit deck. When I talk infusion, we put it together on a mold similar like this over here. We put all sorts of laminates and composite material together. We put a bag over it and then pull vacuum down on it. Then we turn the valves to the resin and it sucks resin into the part. And the resin cures and creates a super strong and lightweight part. The perfect thing with the vacuum versus overhand laying is it gives you a better resin to fiberglass ratio.
Got it.
When the guys hand lay, they tend to have more resin than they need, just because it's kind of hard to see it. Well, the vacuum naturally takes that resin out that it doesn't need, and thus you don't have as much resin in the part as a handmade part. So pretty cool process.
Yeah.
We do a lot of that.
What's the weight difference in the carbon fiber? Because I know I bow hunt.
Yeah.
And I use carbon fiber boats
all the time.
So
yeah.
what is it? Is it like a ridiculous difference?
It's a lot. So on a part like this versus fiberglass, we're gonna save roughly like 40% of the weight just by switching over from cloth.
Got it.
From fiberglass to carbon fiber, depending on certain other details.
Yeah.
When we're talking about a wood part, it's you're saving 125% of the weight. It's enormous amount of savings. So that's why we like using the carbon fiber.
Nice.
So
that is huge.
it's a big cockpit. It's gonna be.
That's huge.
Man.
That is huge.
So you see, we got jigs put together. We're gonna end up with a 2-stage mezzanine deck here.
Yeah.
So that's why we're kind of putting this together. It looks kind of crazy right now, but it'll all start kind of piecing together as the boat comes together. Daniel over here is working on blasting the bridge cap trim piece that he's made here.
Yeah.
So he's putting fiberglass over that. You can see the carbon fiber infused parts there.
Wow.
We don't always vacuum infuse. Sometimes it's cost prohibitive. In this case, it'd be cost prohibitive. It would take a lot of work to get this whole part back up.
Yeah.
So it's easy for Daniel to go through and just resin coat the fiberglass that he's putting together on a part like this. So
this is so sexy.
we try to offer our customers that the perfect blend between saving weight and saving money as well during the construction process.
So how are you gonna lift half this stuff? A forklift?
We got all sorts of machines that lift this stuff. It's crazy. We use forklifts, we got telehandlers, we get cranes out here when we need cranes.
Yeah.
We got sheer manpower sometimes when we need it. We got the travel lifts that can help us strap parts and pieces together. We'll actually walk one of our travel lifts, the crawler, underneath this cabin and pick it up from the inside, then take it outside. Then the main travel lift will get a hold of it and take it around to the crane. The crane will pick it up and put it on the boat. So it's a multiple stage process. It's crazy how much it takes to.
It's a lot of carbon fiber on that boat.
A lot.
Wow.
A lot.
I bet. I can imagine what that would have been if it was wood.
Correct.
Like how many thousands of pounds?
It's thousands and thousands of pounds that equal tons at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's what we're after, because every ton that we shave out of the boat, we're gaining speed, right?
Yes.
So
it's all about that horsepower, baby.
It's all about the horsepower to weight ratio.
Yeah.
So you got it. You got it.
So what engine is going in there?
These are the MTU 2600 16Vs, so the big dogs.
My God.
That's what we did in the last 90 we built, and in the 84, the real development.
Wow.
So they got the same engine package.
Wow.
As we do with every boat, there's always tweaks that make things a little better.
Yeah.
And we'll see how her performance is when we put her in the water.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Take a lap around the cabin. You can see.
Hey, you got to get this in. This is an 8-foot step ladder. Like, that's how big that is. Like, that is stupid. That is insane. Like, I don't even know how to even comprehend that, brother. My God.
It's awesome, man.
All carbon fiber. Like, it's just. And so, was this? So they laid these.
Yep.
And molded any of that?
Yep. So we did a similar jig that looks like the hull jig, but for the inside of the cabin. You can see they've cut away a lot of the parts and pieces. But basically made this cabin in 3 parts. The starboard side cabin, port side cabin, and then the top. We put all 3 parts on the mold and then glassed them together. And that's what you're looking at, some of the green. We CNC cut like the perfect radius around the corners. They fiberglass tabbed it all together and created it one monolithic structure. And we did the same. We carried that fiberglass down. You can see some of the green on the brow up there.
Yeah.
So that's a foam and fiberglass composite structure up there that we built by hand instead of infusion. So pretty cool, unique process. The blending of all the different, saving weight where we can, and then also trying to save the customer some money where we can in certain areas. So
beautiful.
It's pretty nice here. Right now the guys are working on starting the fairing process. So all this will get fully faired out, so it's that yacht quality finish that you see on the boats, right? So that's what we gave them, CNC cut templates for the windows, so the windows when they show up from the company will fit perfectly.
Wow.
So we try to do all this prep work. In the end, things start kind of really falling in line and coming together real streamlined.
And by putting it all together like that, that's less moving parts.
Correct.
And which means that it's going to be a firmer boat, right?
Yes,
so that's cool.
Yep.
Because I see so I travel all over the world.
Yep.
So in seeing some of the boats and the build of some of the older technology, newer technology, all these moving parts, and then you see common flaws in all of those boats. And this is taking those flaws out of the way.
Listen, we learn every single boat.
Yeah.
I'm going to deliver this boat in the next 18 months, 12 months, somewhere in there. And I'll be able to walk through my own boat and pick it apart. That's what us as boat builders do. It's like a chef. They're very critical of their own cooking, right?
Yeah.
We're very critical of the boats that we build, and that's on purpose because we're trying to build that next generation. We're trying to get better every single time that we deliver a boat.
Nice.
And that's what we do. I learned from the last one we delivered, and it was better than the one before it.
Yeah.
It's not that, maybe better is the wrong word.
Yeah.
There's always a little improvement.
Yeah, there we go. Slight improvement.
There's slight improvement. So, Sensation Hull #1 is still an incredible boat.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
For what she is. You know, she's almost 40 years old now, still fishing every day in the summer. Like, there's something to be said about that, right? But things change over time.
Yeah.
We just continue improving.
I'm gonna tell you what, I fish beside that boat.
That's awesome. She's a fishy boat, man.
Yeah, she is.
But here we are. Here's to the main hull, the whole build out that's going on. It's a crazy process up here, which you'll see in a minute. But
wow.
you
So
can see how big her transmitter is.
she got a big ass.
She does. She's a fat bottom girl.
A fat bottom girl. Look at that.
Yes, sir.
Oh my Lord. That is crazy. I mean,
right now you're looking at all that exterior kind of fine tuning.
Yeah.
We're getting our trim tab, or not trim tabs, increased tabs, pockets, got that all squared away, get the tunnels all squared away. We're working on different fairing blocks and things for our running gear underneath the whole bottom right now. The sonar fairing is going to go on soon. Working on engine intakes. A lot of that kind of stuff's going on the whole bottom. Fairing in our exhaust outlets that you can see here on either side, just getting that pretty so it looks like a yacht.
What type of Omni is going in there?
I think they're going to put the 10
nice.
on this one. So that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how many changes does the owner make as you're going? It changes every day.
It changes every day.
Yeah.
Now we try to steer it, and they understand that some changes that they want to make could affect timeline and budget, obviously. But for the most part, our team upstairs and the design team try to coach them so we stay ahead of those changes. And we make them early enough. We present. That's the beauty in 3D CAD, right? We can show a furniture to them in the inside in 3D.
Yeah.
And we did whole interior renderings of the whole boat and changed things a whole bunch of times before, where we're headed to the finished carpentry loft. Before we even cut one on the CNC machine and then handed it to the guys upstairs. So
nice.
We got a full sign off on the inside, and then we start building. So it's pretty cool.
That's sexy, brother.
Watch your step and y'all come on.
All right. I'm game, baby. I'm game. And like Flynn. So how frequently do you make it over here to look?
2, 3, 4 times a day.
Yeah.
I'm over here. It's problem solving. There's always something going on. Checking in on the progress of installation of parts and pieces.
Yeah.
I'm over here all the time. So.
Nice.
Yep.
This is absolutely.
So this will be where the magic happens, right? This is a big cockpit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Guys back here fishing.
Oh my God.
Guys and gals, man.
Oh my goodness.
That fish box that you saw will be right here on the center line, glassed in. We'll have a huge tuna door over here.
That fish box. How big is that fish box?
I didn't even run the gallons, but it's over 7 feet wide. So that gives you any perspective.
My Lord.
Fish door is like 44 inches.
Unbelievably insane.
This whole zone is the pump room that you're looking at, the guts and the build out of what these guys are working on right now. So we'll have our center line engine room access through our mezzanine boxes, which are standing in the location where they'll be. We'll have a lower settee and then an upper settee. It'll be kind of like a 2-tier mezzanine.
Yep. Oh, nice.
With a little tackle station and stuff on the starboard side. that's all sitting over 2 giant Seakeeper 26s. And so we'll have twins, and then all sorts of air conditioning components and refrigeration, the whole 9 yards. That'll be all in this mechanical space.
Wow.
We'll go around and take a peek at the engine room through the other side, but through this opening will be our engine generators and everything in there.
Got it.
For that engine space. You can see the painters are going to town, tearing that out right now, getting ready for the engines to fly in and set those later on this summer. So,
wow.
Again, so many pieces and parts trying to move forward all at the same time.
That engine is huge.
It's a big engine. It's a huge.
It's huge.
So when we do our design work upstairs, right, we not only plan it for when the engines are going in the boat, but when we do a repower one day.
Yeah, be able to take them out.
Right. So we build our hatches in. A lot of guys do that. You know, just some forethought on where the engine hatches are going, where the generator hatches are going. Then we're able to have minimal damage pulling the engines out. Do a repower when it does happen. So we're standing in the salon right now. Look how big that bulkhead is, basically where the 2x4 temporary wall here is at. That's our salon.
The doors.
It's crazy.
It's like the size of my house.
It's huge.
I mean, good Lord.
Huge.
So all of this.
So all this is all going to be salon. We'll have right behind you, Anthony. We'll have this huge galley with a nice, huge island in the middle of it. Back here in the aft port corner, we'll have a huge L-shaped settee, a day head, and another little sofa here. And then what's going to be a really cool feature, you'll see it when we do our delivery video, or if you come back and visit, which I hope you do.
Yeah.
This will be an awesome little unique wet bar. We haven't done one like this before, so it'll be a cool little wet bar and dinette table together.
Nice wet bar, you hear that?
It'll be cool, man. So we're excited about that.
And so there's a day head right over there.
Right here, so in and out while you're fishing, easy.
Yeah.
You're not trashing the boat coming through to go downstairs, so in and out real easy and not getting, you know, salt water all over the inside of the boat.
See, my people, I did this video telling guys they got to pee outside, right?
Yeah.
And so now you put the bathroom right there next to them.
That's right.
Man.
Sometimes it's not always us dudes.
Yeah.
There's some ladies, you know.
Well, the ladies can use it. Yeah, the ladies can use it.
Correct.
Guys got to handle your business still
right,
outside. Go get it going.
That's right.
No, nice, man. Nice.
Absolutely.
Very nice. Absolutely massive.
So this is our foredeck. You can see how huge this section is of the boat. We'll have a cabin kind of coming down, landing on all this. You know, eventually, guys are up there working on anchor locker stuff right now, finishing up the paint work and glass work on the inside of her. And then on the inside, here's where the beautiful lower level accommodations are going to be. So this is a huge space down here.
Yes, it is.
It is.
I cannot believe I'm sitting in the middle of a boat right now.
I know. I mean, look at the headroom that you have, even on the second step up here. It's incredible. So
Yes. Unbelievable.
this boat is going to have 2 identical master staterooms down here. You're standing in one right now, and the other will be back here on the port corner.
Yeah.
The square footage of both are exactly the same.
Yeah.
And two mirrored masters.
Yeah.
Then up forward in the VIP area, that's a whole cool full stack bunk setup for some extra guests to stay up there.
Got it.
So.
Got it.
Downstairs here, where we'll walk in a second, is all crew quarters and tackle storage. So captain has his own stateroom and then a stack bunk room for 2 crew members. And then they have their own private head down here and a full tackle center down here. So massive area.
So the number of lavatories on this boat?
We will have 3, 4, and a day head. So, and then 5 staterooms. So,
5 staterooms.
Yep. I don't have that much in my house, Anthony.
5
awesome.
staterooms.
It's really cool.
Unbelievable.
Man. It's a great process to be involved.
So the VIP head is up here?
Yep, right here on the port side. They're kind of working on some of that build out right now. And then we got some showers going in here for the port side master, and then we'll have another shower here on the starboard master. Back here in this aft starboard corner will be a full laundry room. So,
full laundry room.
You know, got all the cleaning supplies, everything like that. We going in over here. Stack washer dryer. So this boat's meant to travel. So you gotta have all the provisions for the crew to take care of themselves and everything.
Man, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow.
So this is the crew quarters down here, right? They got their own head over here. Sorry for the dust. That's part of the process.
Part of the good. Yeah.
But you can see some of the interior renderings that our team does upstairs, right? And this is how we tweak stuff in the model so we don't have to rebuild stuff for the owners. So this is the stack bunk room here that'll be over here for the crew members. And I don't think, no, we don't have a rendering, but this is a nice queen size bed for the captain to sleep on here.
Right.
He's got direct access to the head. These guys come out in the hallway, go into the head easy. And then this whole corner underneath the stairs coming down, full tackle center
Full
here.
tackle.
It's gonna be crazy. All sorts of number of items going
Man,
in there.
I love it. Love it, brother.
You can take a peek in here. They're making it beautiful right now, doing all the fairing. It's dirty, dusty, gritty, but
Yeah.
this is the hard work that it takes to, the level of detail that it takes to make that yacht quality engine room that we're all after.
I mean, that's just.
And you got full headroom
Yeah.
here. This is the height that we'll be walking on. We'll have pumps and all sorts of stuff underneath. Outboard, there'll be a number of items, you know, on the battery boxes. And then we'll have those twin MTUs sitting right here on top of these two main stringers. There's your sonar too. Gotta have it, man.
Sonar!
Gotta have it.
Nice. Very nice. I let those guys get back to work. How many people are actively working on this boat right now?
We probably got somewhere between 40 and 50 daily working on this boat. So a lot of man hours.
Yes.
This boat's gonna have roughly 160, 170,000 man hours by the time it's all said and done.
170,000 man hours. Did you hear that?
Yep. Somewhere in that neck of the woods. It's a lot of work to create something like this. A lot of
Wow.
work.
So the furniture guys.
So here's the furniture, guys. This is where some of the extra level of detail that I was telling you about sets us apart. These are
Yeah.
those creature comforts, the beautiful wooden furniture you see all over the boat, those perfect trim details, everything. That's what these guys are starting to make happen. Now they've got to be teed up right. Our whole build team has to build the foundation right
Yeah.
for them, right? Or none of their furniture is going to fit. So everybody has to do their job just right for it all to come
little
together.
kids watching this right now need to practice with their Legos.
Absolutely.
And get their Legos going.
Absolutely.
You know, because in order to be able to build a boat, you got to be able to put together Legos.
You got to understand. You got to see the full picture at the end of the project, and then it all comes together there at the end.
That is great.
So you can see more drawings from what our team upstairs is doing. We'll send these part drawing diagrams to the guys on the shop floor, and then we create these kits. They're cut out on our CNC machine. They're all, I mean, in this shape. Everything's labeled, and it matches what's on the drawing. Things come together. They start pulling all the parts and pieces. They do a whole dry fit on the cabinet. They pull it apart, and then they glue it all together for that final glue session.
Yeah.
And then the guys, after they do that final glue session, they'll start putting their veneer layers on, and that's some extra level of detail work that's really, it takes very, very talented guys to do that.
So, does a CAD machine take the skill of carpentry out of it a little bit?
There's arguments to be said about that, Anthony, right? But if I gave somebody a drawing, if I gave Kurt this drawing over here to cut this part out, right? He could easily do that. It's not hard to do.
Yeah.
But he's going to take, by the time he takes my drawing, maps this part out, how long do you think it would take you to cut this out by hand? If I just gave you a drawing.
Yeah, it would take a while. It would take a few hours.
So instead of a few hours, I can cut this out in about a minute on the machine. The real magic happens is when these guys do the assembly and the veneer work and the trim work. There's no reason they need to spend time mapping out this part when I can deliver the part to them, and then they do the hard work. It's actually assembling the components, putting them and installing them in the boat, doing that trim work. That's where that hand-built skill really is an involved process.
So
it's just an aid to them. That's all it is.
So the process of making a boat today versus hull number one.
Yep.
Time.
Now, it's tough because those boats were not near as complex as today's expectations are in the industry, right?
Yeah.
They've migrated from what Mr. Randy Ramsey built as hull number one as just a charter boat for him to take clients fishing to a luxury sport fishing yacht now. And the clientele, they want different things than what's built there. So it's not really a good answer for you because it's a hard comparison to make, right?
Yeah.
So they're two totally different boats that we're building nowadays, and that's what it takes more of a team. It takes more of technology. It takes more forethought and everything,
Yeah.
a team to put all this together at the end of the day.
Yeah, because there was no seat keepers, there was no omnis, there was no.
No, you had some bottom fishing machines and some chart plotters, you know, and a compass and some charts that you put on the dash, and you know, you towed some baits, man.
Yeah, you go.
The game has changed over the last 40 years, so.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
This.
So here's some more interior cabinet work. Yeah.
How you doing, bud?
So you can see Kenny working on, this looks like one of the stateroom cabinets from down in the crew quarters. Yep.
Oh.
So the crew quarters that you saw the stacked bunks at,
Yeah.
you can see that's the cabinet that Ken's working on here. So
Nice.
putting it all together, and you can see our kits that we're doing, you know, more examples of the kits, more parts cut out.
Dang.
So back to material selection, right? We use various materials on the inside of the boat. Feel how lightweight this is.
Oh yeah, because of that honeycomb
It's that
type
honeycomb
thing. Yeah.
material in there. So versus a 3/4 piece of plywood right here,
Yeah.
it'd be a lot of weight. So that's
Wow.
another way we're able to shave weight out of the build. We still use plywood where we need fastener retention.
Yeah.
So all those are mapped out on our drawings too, and we cut those parts, and again, they're part of the kit that get delivered to these guys up here. But everything's got a purpose, right?
Man.
Everything's got a purpose.
Very nice. Wow.
Josh is the leader up here on this team.
Nice.
What's up, Josh? Josh.
How you doing, Josh? I'm Anthony, brother.
Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
So he's leading the team up here. He's leading the charge.
Yeah.
Keeping everything moving forward.
Gorgeous work, man. This is crazy. I just never knew the level of complexity, like the complexity to put everything together, to see the boats that we talk about so much. And I see them all over the world. Like I see them in Costa Rica, and I see them in Los Cabos, and so because I'm down there so frequently, right? And now just seeing y'all do this is awesome, brother.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
It turns out really nice.
Yeah. I just can't believe, or I guess I can believe, but the way that everybody's actively working, even in the one little area. You've got this person doing this, and then you just put it all together.
It all comes together. That's right.
Wow. Do y'all have like a big celebration? Like when that boat leaves out of here, is there like a party? Like
Oh yeah, the owners are really kind. They throw us a big barbecue that day. They take, you know, sometimes they'll take the crew, our crew on boat rides, which is nice because some of these guys don't always get to do that.
Oh yeah,
It's a really gratifying process. We do it probably 2, maybe 3 times during the build. Like when we roll the hull over, we always have a big party because that's a big milestone. You know, you're flipping the boat upright. You're starting the interior build out. Sometimes we'll do it when we put the cabin and decks on, and then during delivery time as well. So
we see it like this most of the time through that process.
Yeah.
Walking through and seeing the finished product is something that we're really proud of.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We all enjoy it.
So you guys are putting it together, and then there's a finishing team that finishes.
That's Josh's team. They're doing that initial build and install and finish.
Okay, so all of that. Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So his team's in charge of all that, all the different trim pieces around the doors, and all the molding that go around the cabinet items. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of feet of different trim boards. It's a lot of trim.
A lot of detail.
Yeah.
A lot of fine detail that goes into it that I'm trying to take a lot of pride in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Well,
Beautiful work.
I put our team, these craftsmen, up against anybody in the world. These guys are top notch. They do.
I think you already have them up against everybody in the world.
It's great, man. It's great.
Well, thank you, brother. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I don't want to slow you down.
Yeah. See you later, Josh.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. So we've got all the interior doors built. They got a couple of coats of epoxy, and then they're getting ready to start putting trim pieces on.
Pretty work. Pretty work.
Here's that satin varnish that gets put on the head cabinets,
beautiful.
and there's a finished part. So that's kind of the process. The next step, that kind of last half of the build, will be the installation of all these different cabinetry items. We have a ton here. In another shop, we got a couple items here. You saw how many parts and pieces are still out there in production, so the guys will keep putting the cabinets together. They'll take them over to our varnish team. They put that nice, beautiful satin finish on it.
Yeah.
And then they get that final install in the boat.
So about 18 months.
From now is when we'll be.
now.
Yeah, somewhere between 12 to, I think probably 16 months from now, we'll be there. We'll be a little ahead of 18 months from now.
Huh.
So it's going to be an awesome process.
Yes.
So So again, you can see the sheer size of the 90. She fills up the whole building, hardly gets out the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Good Lord.
I mean,
That bow thruster is bigger than my engine.
I'm telling you, it's huge. But there's that beautiful Carolina flare that we're putting together right now.
Yes.
Finishing out. And
Yes, that's that shot right there. You hear that, Ben?
that's it.
Yeah, that's that shot. That's
It's always gratifying to come.
yes, that's
stand
the
under
shot
bow,
right here.
Look back and just see her
Oh,
magnificence.
dude, oh yeah, I got it. There's your shot. That is it right there. Wow. I am at Jarrett Bay right now, and that is that Carolina flare. Yeah.
Man, you got to keep coming back and checking in on our progress.
Oh,
as you
I'll
make-
definitely,
make
dude.
forward, man.
Definitely, I will gladly do it. I mean, I literally live, what, 12, 13 minutes away?
Perfect. Man.
Like, this is crazy. Here, this is the ultimate right here. Look at that.
Perfect, man. There you go.
Meow. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Oh, that's ridiculous, dude. I love it. Damn, that is so impressive, brother. 90 foot long. 90 feet of boat.
This is incredible.